supposed to go down slowly. I'm clearly not a DJ, but we're trying. We're trying a thing as we go along. So hello to everyone coming into this live. Let me get prepared to switch this over, as I'll need this when we bring our guest onto the live. But as I said, we're going to be redoing the live that we were supposed to do last week, Tuesday, I believe it was. But clearly Mercury retrograde had its own thing that it wanted to do, and technical difficulties was a bit crazy. Oh, here we go. She's coming into the room now. Today, all about dealing with anxiety in the midst of a pandemic and taking that leap to start your own business. So hello, Tichea.
Hi, how you doing?
1 second, let me put this in so that everyone can hear a bit better. Oh, 1 second. There we go. Can you hear me?
I can. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Everyone, let me know if you
Excellent.
can hear us well as well. My sound is going a bit dodgy at the moment. But how are you today?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm at home today. So hoping that this.
An interview. We're going to be obviously getting some insight from Tichea Brade, who's a visibility coach and a self-empowerment coach. If you guys actually go to her website, which is www.ticheabrade.com, and if you're confused with the spelling, the spelling is also on the top of
Yeah.
the live here as well. Oh, sorry, not .com, it's .co.uk.
Co.uk. Yeah,
Right.
that's
She also has some little goodies on her website. Where is it? I can't pull back up the thing here. Was it? What is it?
it's a
Uh,
seven creative ways of getting in front of your ideal client.
right.
Yeah, so it's like
Okay.
a workbook.
Perfect. A little workbook, and you know I love my little workbooks as well. So you can go over to her website and check that out and get that little goodie for yourself. So yes. So where should we start? Business in 2020. I mean,
Mm.
that's probably one of the most anxious things you could probably be thinking about doing, but also one of the most brave things you can think about doing at the same time. Um, and I want to put this disclaimer here as well, because in no means do I want to say self-employment is better than actually than having a 9 to 5 or anything, because everyone has their own gifts. Not everyone's um, suited for the self-employed life, and
Yeah,
not everyone's
definitely.
suited for the 9 to 5 life. So this isn't to um, big one up than the other, but it's just to provide some information to those that may be going on the journey of self-employment and getting some advice of what they can do to kind of overcome some of the blocks that they may be experiencing. So just take a moment to introduce yourself. What do you do? And then we can kind of go forward into our conversation.
Okay, so yes, thank you for that. So yeah, I'm Tichea Brade and I am an empowerment and visibility coach and amongst other things, but we're here to discuss that today. So a bit about me. Background is in graphic design, so 24 years of studying and working in the private sector, I would say, yeah, private sector as a graphic designer, so as a creative. And yeah, it was okay. I thought I was suited to the 9 to 5 at that time. Yeah, something like getting a paycheck every month, knowing everything's paid for and all of that. You've got your holidays and all of that paid for. It's nice. It's nice. But I got to yeah, got to a stage where I wasn't fulfilled. I wasn't fulfilled. So I went on a journey of self-actualization, self development. And in doing that, I not only found myself, I helped people now to find themselves. So yeah, in that 4 years, I looked at my limiting beliefs because I've always had like an entrepreneurial kind of mindset, but I had like money mindset blocks, like when it came to paying me, yeah, things like that wouldn't happen. So yeah, that 4 year self development has taken me to a place where yeah, I've set up a couple of businesses and Yeah, and just enjoying it and seeing how it goes. And now I do help support other people to make that big step. And as you said, it's not suited for everyone, but a lot of people do dream of having their own business and working for themselves. And yeah, I'm here to help, really.
Awesome.
So what
So
about
I'm
you? What about your story? I want to hear about
yes.
you.
So
Come on.
my story is quite interesting because I've been a creative my whole life. I've come from the music background, artistic background, and then going forward and doing workshop facilitation. That I always had that um, freelancing type experience, but I wasn't fully self-employed. I was
Mm,
still working for other people under other people's names and stuff like that. So there wasn't a lot of the things that I'm experiencing now in being self-employed and having my business. It's a completely new experience for me. Um, but one thing that really happened was I had my own crisis at that time. That was it. Literally was my own personal pandemic. Call it the dark night of
oh,
the soul, whatever it is you want to be able to call it. But that's what I was going through, and I was very sick at the time. I was actually recovering from being wheelchair bound, so I was very had very severe mobility issues, and I was also going through a process of trying to heal not only my body, healing my mind, healing my spirit. There was a lot of traumatic experiences that I was going through, but I there came a situation where the rug was just pulled from underneath my feet, and I no longer had any way to support myself but to start my own business.
right.
I had to I wasn't going to be able to be working corporately anymore because of my health. If I have flare ups and stuff, they're not going to understand
Yeah.
what that means. That at the end of the day, they want an employee. They're paying me for a particular thing. Health is not really a thing for them. So my only option in life was to create my own business or stay comfortable within a box, a system that
Mm.
I didn't feel comfortable in. However, I'm naturally just, go get, do for self. That's my energy. That's my fuel. And so I came to a position where, in fact, what I'm doing now, I didn't have in mind to set up this business. It wasn't a thing for me. I talk to people every day. I'm the person who all my friends call for advice. Like it's a
Mm.
natural thing to be counseling people and giving insight. That's my natural everyday thing that I love to do. It doesn't
Mm.
drain me. In fact, it feels good. I love to just
Good.
interact and come into different experiences with different people. So it came to a point where some of my friends were like, "You actually need to do this as a business. Like you're really good at what you do, and you need to be doing this on a bigger scale." And I was like, "Me? Business? No." And what I noticed, especially at that point, it was the fear of success. That was my
Mm.
biggest block. The fear of success, fear of being in the spotlight. It's all you,
Mhm.
all the responsibilities on you. I noticed that one of my blocks, like I'm comfortable being hidden and still being creative. That's
Yeah.
that's 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 what that's where I was, but I realized that that was also blocking me because what I wanted to achieve, where I wanted to be, I need to be out in the spotlight, just like I'm on Instagram right now, having a conversation
Mm.
right now. So I didn't fully understand where I was going with my business. I just know that I wanted to help people, and I started gyms and stuff like that. It really is only until like now I go through these crazy enlightenment shifts like every few months. Where it's like, yeah, like my vision of business sharpens up a bit more and sharpens up a bit more. And I think that's important because I feel like when I speak to especially a lot of my clients, it's like and they start speaking about business, they're like, yeah, but I don't know what I want to do. I don't know. I don't have it all together. I don't have the full business plan. And it's like, okay, but just start to write stuff down because I
Yes.
feel like we block. we block ourselves before we even take the step.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so that was part of my the beginning parts. And then what happened is I started up in my first year and back in 2017, and I had a few months, and then I had another massive crisis
Oh, bless
that made
you.
me had to stop business for a little bit, and then obviously go through my pregnancy, and then come back the next year. So next year rebranded, and it was almost like, okay, this is like my restart proper
Mm-hmm.
thing now. Um, and it was quite interesting because, oh, sorry, just to put in there, what I did do is I went to Princess Trust on the business enterprise. I went on there
Yes.
twice.
Yeah, I've done it twice actually. Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah,
Anyone, if you're under 30, I think they're still running, aren't they? Under
yeah, they are.
30, you can go on a course. It's like a 1 week course, isn't it? Where
It's
they just,
I
was
think
it
it's
1 week?
4 days.
4 days, yeah, where you
Yeah,
can really get your idea out there, your business idea out there. There's
yeah.
experts there what can help you go through it, write your business plan. Yeah, it's
Hmm.
brilliant. And also, once you've done your business plan, there is an option to have a grant, isn't there, as
Yeah, there
well, to
is.
help
There
you.
is.
It's
So
brilliant, guys. Yeah.
the options are there. But one thing I want to note with that is I went on there twice because I didn't know anything about business,
Mm-hmm.
and I wanted to. There were certain things that was just like, oh, like just falling in place, and I wanted to be in that type of environment. So that's also important because it's especially with imposter syndrome, starting a business, and
Mm.
all of these people out there. It's like, okay, well, how do I maneuver in this world? Right? And it's like you do have access, you do have places that you can go that give you support, give you insight, and just help you become a bit more confident in building your business. So yeah, that was kind of like a little bit about my story of starting my business, and yeah, just the identity, this the highlighting some of the blocks that I created in not I made a lot of excuses not to actually create my business.
Mm.
And it wasn't even that hard. I made it more difficult for myself because of my own self confidence and self
Self-belief.
worth. It comes down, and
Yeah.
self belief.
I
How
definitely think.
did you experience some of that as well?
Well, as I said earlier, I've always had like an entrepreneurial mindset, and I definitely recognize that, yeah, I had limiting beliefs and like, yeah, I would stop myself from creating businesses. One, because
Yeah.
I didn't know where to go. I didn't know there weren't people like me around. Like my friends weren't entrepreneurial. We were told to do a certain thing, like
Mhm.
go to college, go to
Yeah.
uni, get a job, and stay there for
Mhm.
what how long you can really.
Yeah.
So having this business, wanted to create things, I didn't have that much support. So yeah, the
Mhm.
first business course I remember going on was the Princess Trust, which was
Mhm.
brilliant. I don't know how I found that, but that is 10 years ago, 10 years plus,
Yeah.
because I'm 40. I'm 40 now, and you have to be.
Yeah.
It's up to 30, isn't it?
It's up to
Yeah,
30. Yeah.
yeah. So literally 10, yeah, 10, 11 years before the point I am at now. Um, but yeah, I would definitely say mindset. I know actually, I wouldn't be as far as I am, and like, especially committing and going through the highs and the lows, if I didn't have my mind straight on what I wanted, what my passion was, what my purpose is in life as well. I definitely wouldn't be here. So if you're thinking about business, yeah, great, get as much support as you can, but also look and work on your mindset. Really do, like, money mindset. That's big for
Mhm.
everyone. If you're doing a business or not, if you're in employment or not, whatever, look at money mindset. There's so much resources out there online. Like, you do money mindset as well, don't you? You do a whole
No,
wealth.
I don't.
Oh, don't you do?
But I will be getting some people on that do. That's
Okay.
amazing, like actual psychologists and money. Like I love it.
Yeah, it's
Um,
good. It's really, really good. But any kind of um yeah, any kind of research you can have on money mindset, do that. look at your limiting beliefs. There's so much research out there. It's not research, resources, I should say, out there. Look on YouTube, just type it in and start working on that, even before you even think about starting a business, really. Because in life in general, in relationships, whatever, you've got to get your mind right.
I think one of the biggest books that changed my life in regards to money mindset, and it was more so the highlighting of poverty mindset. It was a book by Lisa Nichols, and it's called Abundance Now.
Okay.
And it's really dealing with a lot of the blocks to your finances, and just going out and, again, really focus towards those that are going and starting their own businesses. But the poverty mindset thing was very for me, because I found myself having to reevaluate my environment and who I was aligned with versus what I was trying to create, and that didn't match. So, for example, if I'm to go, like, who do I need to network with that I can get more insight, because especially like I was saying about just the whole corporate thing. I mean, I have had corporate jobs, but I'm just not comfortable in that, because I've been a creative the majority of my life. So it's having to completely change your mindset of how you identify with it, which is difficult if you don't have those reference points of where you're going. So I feel that really doing your best to align yourself with people that are in the same or going in the same direction as you, and not just in a very linear way, because you do need a lot of experience. Like, everyone is able to input something to you, but the poverty mindset just has so many different avenues to it, in what can become your anchor in going forward into creating your business. What do you kind of like see with what I just said?
So the poverty mindset, I haven't really looked at it like that, but I've done a lot on, for me, there was a clear correlation between self-worth, like love, and money. Because both of those I've really struggled with throughout my life, actually. So there is a correlation with that. So I've done a lot of work on that, and just having a look at how for instance, how your mum is with money, because that does rub off on you, and how your dad is with money. Like, for me, like, my dad, your dad is your first love, or your mum is your first love, your parents are. So how my dad showed me money is how it's quite deep, actually. Because my dad moved away he moved to America, actually, when I was 6. And what he used to do is send me money through the post and things like that, like really old school. I think he still does now sometimes. God knows how we still get the money through. But so send me money through the post. And then when I used to go and visit him summer holidays, he used to greet me with a nice crisp $100 bill. So that's how I show how I feel love. Like, I don't know if you've done love languages. So it's all about that. So he shows me love by giving me money. So one of my love languages is gifts, which I used to absolutely hate, because I just didn't want to want to be associated with that. But I know where it stems from. So what was happening when I was going to doing discovery calls with clients, I would stumble at that last bit, asking for the money, because to me, I used to associate asking for money as asking for love, and I didn't want to be rejected. So that used to constantly run through my mind, like, if they say no, that means they hate me, they don't like me, and who wants to put themselves in the firing line, if you like? That's what it felt like to me. So once you've done really deep work and finding out where these stories that you tell yourself have come from, and kind of untwine them, that's not even the right word, but get underneath them and just really understand where they're coming from, you can really release yourself from those those, that horrible money mindset issues. So it's bigger than just thinking, money doesn't like me and things like that. It can be really deep. So I would definitely advise having a look at that. What other money mindset books? Grow and Think Rich. That's the word, isn't it? That's the one. That's really interesting. Really, really interesting. There's so much out there, and I would definitely look at doing that. And what was the other thing I was going to say? We was talking about mindset, wasn't we? I've lost my train of thought.
Yeah, I think just to piggyback off one of the things that you're saying, just about understanding the people around you, especially your family, what is their relationship with money? Because what do they say? Show me who your friends are, show you who you are. Also, with your family, pathology itself, it gets passed down, and these pathologies also link to traumas. These pathologies link to insecurities, lack, or when you lack something. Sometimes there's loads of different ways that you can approach or have approaches to money. There's people that would because you've never had it, now you're going to spend. Because you never had it, now you're going to hoard. Or because you have it, you're going to just you can really restrict yourself. I've seen some people that in fact it's interesting because me and my partner are completely the opposite about the future. What's going to happen with money? What's going to happen with my money? What's going to happen with my future? Do I have a job? And I think one of the most encouraging things right now is that it's the freeness, or not the freeness, like there's so much more opportunities to create a business right now. Like especially like a couple years ago, things like Canva, things like social media, being able to advertise yourself on social media, it would have been so much more expensive to build a business like a couple years ago than it is to now. So I use that as a point to just actually be excited with this whole process.
There's no barrier to entry now.
Yeah.
There is no excuse. You can create whatever you want, and you can find the people and get them for free. We are so blessed that Facebook is free. We are so blessed that Instagram is free. We were talking about this when we first met, weren't we?
Yeah.
Then 6 months ago. Look, we're thinking, like, Facebook, they're going to lock off Facebook, or they're going to charge us like £100 a month to use Facebook. We've got to use it now. We've got to use it now. It's the time. Whatever you want to create, like I always say to my clients, and I am one of those people, when I set up my business, I didn't think I was setting up a business for one, but I was just creating something that I wished that 2 years ago there was something like that for me. So the first thing I started was events. My friend said to me, I've got some space in Shoreditch, do you want to do an event? I'm like, that's one of my mottos, say yes to life. I haven't done events for years, but I took on the opportunity because I can, and and that's what I'm doing now. I mean, of course, we're in lockdown and we're not doing live events. But most people start a business, or not start a business, they have a passion, and they usually, well, people I speak to, they market to people what are 2 years behind them. So it could be coaching. I've got a lot of clients what are coaches. So when I did my coaching course, empowerment coaching, I really want to help people what are stuck in life. They don't know what to do, but they know they're stuck. So I want to be there to help them, bring them out of themselves and get them over their blocks and get them creating whatever they want in life. So most people do set up a business because they see there's a lack in it. So just imagine if there's people, if you feel like that, there must be other people around the globe or whatever, or locally, what feel exactly the same as you. You just got to find them, and you've got to get in front of them and be visible. So that's where the visibility coach comes on, because again, you can have the best business in the world, best idea, but if no one can see you, there's no business. So that's where I come in to help you get seen, seen on social media, and when we're free again, we can go and go on stage and whatever, create other events and stuff like that. But you can create whatever you want. As you said, there's Canva out there. You can make really professional looking Instagram posts or Facebook posts. Like, you can really get out there and start creating some amazing stuff. Like,
Yeah,
the
and I
time
think
is now.
exactly. I think another thing, just to piggyback off what you just said as well, is especially when getting out there, um, because how can I put this in the nicest way possible? um, again, I see within entrepreneurship, um, sometimes there's this or the downside of it is that everyone's got imposter syndrome, but almost impostering someone else.
Mm.
And it's like, but everyone actually has the same insecurity. If you actually just be yourself, that's actually much more powerful than anything else. And I feel like going back to the original point that you made about the self discovery journey that happens before going or before starting your business is so important, especially for me. Like I said, I I started up. I'm an artist, a singer. That's what I was doing. Majority of my life, going into different prisons and schools, doing workshops and stuff like that. So that's my background. How did I get here? I got here because I was studying for myself. I didn't have in my head that I was going to be doing this for other people, because that wasn't my motive. I needed to understand myself, and it then I then started sharing some of the things that I discovered for myself, and people started resonating. And so it was coming from a very authentic place. I wasn't trying to, I didn't even see myself as a teacher. I didn't even see myself as intelligent, which is something that I've been having to deal with in my own shadow work the last few weeks and stuff. But it's coming into the awareness that I didn't come into this with those intentions, but this is where I am, and I'm learning how to, because of my self-discovery journey, I understand what I'm great at. I understand what I'm passionate about. I understand who I love to be able to connect to, and what is it that I'm most skilled at being able to help, because I've taken that time to discover that in myself, and really become one with that. So it's like everything becomes fluid. It's not, I'm not trying to do anything. I'm just doing what I am, who I naturally am.
Yeah.
So yeah, that self-discovery journey beforehand is so key, because I feel like as well, one of the downsides that people do is there's it's like, especially going forward, more people are attracted to personal brands. They want you. They want to understand you as a person. Like, it's okay if you can, create an oil and sell it, but it's like, why should I buy it? Like, what is it about you that makes you credible enough to create something like this that someone else should be able to buy? And that's where your personality comes in, like learning how to just be one and true in your expression, so that people just resonate. They don't have to try and understand who you are or work out a code. Who, like, is she trying to scam me, whatever? Like, no, you're just you're being yourself. And people, vibrations is everything. Like, energy is everything. People, like, will always pick up a vibe, even in business. So I feel like some of that integrity is important in using as intention, like, in your business, because especially in the time that we're in, cancel culture and stuff like that, people just want truth. Like, none of this would have to happen if it just was honest and transparent, and accept that you're a human being and you're not a robot, and you're not gonna be perfect.
That is so true. It's so true. Like I always say to my clients, again, like, people want to see you. A lot of them come to me, again, as I said, they have the business, but no one knows who they are. They just post quotes and like just words all the time, like that. No one wants to read words. What would you rather do? Read 4 paragraphs of wordy words, or
Mm-hmm.
someone just get on on stories and just say, like, tell them what it is they sell or whatever they do. People want that know, like, and trust. You need to build that know, like, and trust. So no one wants, again, to see a newsreader. It's boring. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, a lot of people get scared about going live on Facebook or whatever because it's not perfect or whatever. It doesn't matter about that. No one wants perfect.
When I started my YouTube, because um, I just had my baby, so you know, postpartum
Oh
recovery is a
yeah.
lot. Like I had blew up like 5 dress sizes. My skin
Oh gosh,
was
bless
crazy. My
you.
hair was just crazy, and I just wasn't confident in myself to keep going on video like that. But when I relaunched my business and I was like, okay, I'm gonna start my YouTube. I forced myself to um, I forced myself to bang out 100 videos
Wow.
where I didn't care about what it was. I hadn't even started my strategy yet
Mm.
because I wanted to get over the hump of communication and expression.
Mm.
I struggle again. I'm dyslexic like you as well. And I stumble over my words all the time. Sometimes I'm like,
Mm.
oh my gosh, do people actually understand what I'm saying? Which is why I say, do you understand? Does that make sense all the time? Like,
Yeah.
these,
Yeah.
I'm exposing myself here.
But I love
Transparency
it. I
altogether.
love it. Yeah.
Um, that's my own insecurity because of, you know, I wasn't able to express myself. Just a little kind of backstory of that. As an artist, I became an art. Well, I started songwriting just so that I could learn how to get out my emotions. I
Mm.
started YouTube so I could and a lot of my expression on Facebook so I could learn how to express it not in a rhyme because that's another thing that creators
Mm.
get locked into. Okay, now I found this. No, I need to put it to where you can understand what I'm saying. And so I literally worked through that insecurity by continually doing a thing that made me insecure, looking at myself, keep making the mistakes, not saying the right words, not really saying what I mean, and you know, going through things like, oh my gosh, they're gonna think that I'm chatting rubbish. Oh my gosh, da, 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 da. These are I'm
Yeah.
being real. Like these are all the
Yeah.
things that I go through on the other side that
Mm.
people don't see. And when I say, oh, I struggle, it's like, oh, how? Like, yeah, these are all inside mental battles. So I say that to say sometimes you just have to throw yourself in the deep end and
Definitely.
force yourself to commit to that journey. And I'm at 150 videos now. So, and
Brilliant.
in
Yeah.
under, in about a
Brilliant.
year and a half,
That is excellent. That is
so
absolutely brilliant.
consistency is key, but it's not only consistency to expand or to project your energy outwards. This is all this in me even having these conversations with you, all the stuff that I do on my YouTube, that's my personal journey of learning how to express. People get something out of that. They get, insight and, different perspectives and stuff. But this is all my journey, like just as I'm
Mm.
sharing as it
Yeah.
is, which is why my job is so fulfilling for me. So it's important that when you're starting a
They should make you feel exhilarated and just really resonate with you. So when you've got these five, if you're going to start a business, make sure these 5 core values fit within that business because those values will help you make sense of the world. They help you to just excel in life. It doesn't matter if it's business or whatever goal you've got in your life. Have these 5 core values and make sure everything that you do is around them. So yeah, that's one of the things I think you should do before setting up a business. And your why. Why are you doing it? Why? Is it because you hate your job or you hate the sector, whatever it is, or you want to leave your partner, so you think you need to do it. Whatever it is, really find out why. Again, that why will help you to get up in the morning. It will help you when you've got like 5p in your bank and you don't know where to go next. It will help you, if you're passionate about it, it'll help people to be on your side or really understand where you're coming from and really resonate with you, and that's what you want. So yeah, those are my two little things. What would you say?
Um, I would say, yeah, really identify what you're passionate about. Um, what is your and the thing is as well, how because I often get the question, well, how do you know what you're passionate about?
Mm-hmm.
Oftentimes we've been doing this our whole lives. You know,
Mm-hmm.
go back to your childhood. What were the things that you loved to do? You know, like what were the things that sometimes we repressed and we didn't feel like we was confident about?
Yeah.
One of the things I used to do as a child, as I used to play school, I used to write out registers and I used to
Yes.
teach. So
Yeah.
the one thing that I think that I couldn't do because of my own negative experiences in school, I do every day. And
It's
so,
true.
you know, just a key way of learning how to identify what it is that you're passionate about. That takes some inner child healing, some
Yes,
shadow
deep
work.
work. Yeah. It's so
You know,
it,
it just
it
doesn't
is
pop
so
up like
funny.
that.
It is fun. Yeah, I get a lot of people ask me to say they don't know what their passion is, but it's usually I believe we're all here to learn a lesson,
Mm-hmm.
and that lesson is usually something, yeah, really painful that we've, yeah, as you said, we've buried really deeply. So again, mine was it, yeah, it is speaking. It's my speaking up and sharing my voice and being heard and being seen, and that's what I teach now. As I said
Mm-hmm.
before, at school I wasn't diagnosed with dyslexia until I was in my third year of uni. So I, yeah, went through all of that, and even as I said 4 years ago, I never used to speak up in a room full of four people. It's silly, and now um, yeah, I share. I speak on stage. It's crazy. Even now, I speak on stage.
Yeah,
It's my biggest. It's not. It's my. I won't say it's my weakness, but it's been my biggest challenge. But
yeah,
we are here to challenge and just remember how powerful we are. And usually, it's probably someone when I was younger told me to. West Indian. Like told me to be quiet or whatever,
yeah,
you know, and yeah, what they usually do. Children must be seen but not heard, and all that, and that goes into our, yeah, it goes into our subconscious, and we play that out over and over again. So until you understand that and work through it, that could be your why you're here. So have,
mm-hmm.
yeah, it's a lot of work to be done. There's a lot of work to be,
Yeah,
but it's fun.
yeah,
We all want to learn, yeah. So yeah, I was, yeah, as you said, it's finding your purpose, your passion, what you've hidden really deep. It's time to get it out. Yeah,
yeah.
get out
Really,
there.
like it's like a treasure. It's like your life purpose, like a treasure chest. What are you going to do to dig for it? And
Mm.
because that's not gonna just be. You don't just. Oh, here's my purpose. Here. It's like we often feel like that's. It's like like everything is just so mechanical like that. It's like no, this takes a journey. Like it's not like the people that you find that is so inspirational and really charismatic and stuff. Yeah, some people just have that natural flair. But even me, like just as I said something that reminded me, even as a singer, I would sing and I would perform and I'd be on big stages and all this kind of stuff with loads of other different people, but I was scared of speaking. I was like, I will be fine if you don't allow me to speak, just let me sing. Just let me. And
Yeah.
even in the singing, sometimes it took me a while to kind of get over this. Like I had for me when I was working, probably like I had to get over that. But I used to deliberately sing like very simple, so I wouldn't put spotlight on myself. But I've got all these psychological
Mm,
things that I'm doing,
mm,
you know, that really dimming my light. That's exactly what I was
mm.
doing. So the moment I recognize, okay, I'm dimming my light, let me stop dimming my light and actually just allow whatever's naturally coming out to come out. And let me just observe it.
Yeah,
Let me be the observer for the moment and
yeah.
observe myself, like, and I think that's a very good technique to use, and just flipping the perspective. Sometimes it's very confusing this way, just looking out, and it's like you're looking out into the world and you're like, where do I go? What do I do? But just flip the perspective on yourself. Look at what you're actually doing right now. Like, look what you've been doing.
Yeah.
And then you'll be able to understand what you're going to do.
Yeah.
So, oh, hi, Urban Goddess.
Hi.
Hoping you're well.
So, as you said, the whole point of this is talking about fear and anxiety. What I want you guys also to do is look at what fear actually is. What is fear? Because, Google it. I've got something here. Fear is unpleasant emotion caused by the threat of danger, pain, or harm. So when you're going up on stage, you've got to talk to yourself. Are you going to be harmed here? Is your life in danger here? If not, it's just your body trying to protect you. And all you got to say is thank you, but I don't need your help today. We are cool. We're going to sing in front of this amazing audience, and they're going to love it, and I'm going to feel amazing, and I'm going to share my gift. So really think what fear is, whatever situation you're in. Is it going to kill you? Probably not. But it is the same. Your body does feel the same as anxiety and things like that. But really, it's about being self-aware, really being aware and being present in that moment. Whatever you're going for, of course, it's scary because you're coming out of your comfort zone, but it's not going to kill you. If you want it, you will go for it. And just imagine how amazing you're going to feel when you set up your own company, when you've gone on stage, when you've spoken out to a person that you who's been putting you down, or whatever it is. Really it's about self-awareness.
Yeah,
it really is.
The one thing I've learned about anxiety, and especially as a singer, getting stage fright and stuff like that, anxiety is sometimes masked as excitement.
Yes. Yeah.
It's excitement you're actually feeling, which is why it links to the whole fear of success. It's the fear of the unknown. It's you're exploring this whole new world, and it's exciting. Oh my gosh! But then you tell yourself, "I'm scared. Yeah, you're scared. You're stepping into something completely different.
Yeah.
Where you now have the realm to just create. You're free.
Yeah.
You're free to do what you want. And I've had to learn to flip my perspective on anxiety and tune in a bit better and ask myself, okay, what is it that I'm getting from? Is this what is this excitement that is taking place? And being able to decipher it from that perspective, and rather than being attached to the fear, there's a spectrum that is false evidence appearing real. So what is it?
Yeah, I would definitely say that. And it's interesting you say that about anxiety, and the emotions are exactly the same. It's just shifting that mindset. And I remember one thing that I always use now when I'm going on stage or whatever I'm doing, mostly when I'm going on stage, I recognize it's not about me. It is not about me. I have got something that I want to share. I'm trying to help other people. And I'm actually selfish if I don't get on stage and try and help people. So when I think about, I'm scared, like Tichea, it's not about me. I've got to go on there and share my story, share my inspiration, share my knowledge with as many people as I can, because I want to help people. That is my purpose. I want to heal. I want to empower. I want to just help people so much. So yeah, when you take take whatever off you and just put it out to other people, it makes such a difference. It makes such a difference. So that's another thing I would say.
Awesome. So what would you say, and we've got about 5 minutes left, what would you say, what tips could you give to someone to become more visible in their business?
Okay, so there's quite a lot there. So being visible, I talk about the C's of C's. So we've got communicate, having clarity, having a good composition, like good branding. It's all about collaboration. Sorry, that word's not coming out now.
Yeah, that's all right.
Collaboration, that's the one. Connecting. All the C's. So it's about, just getting, it's not about that know, like, and trust. You cannot sit at home with this amazing business, amazing service, and not being seen. You need to get out there, get out of your own way, and go and share whatever you've got. So there's places like Canva, as you said, you can create amazing posts that are going to help people see you. So branding is.
Spark post as well. I prefer that one.
What's that one?
Spark post. It's more.
Oh
It's
yeah,
better
that's what I've
template.
got.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got the Adobe
Yeah.
software. Yeah,
Spark
so
package.
Spark.
Yeah.
Yeah, Spark's good. Yeah, not a lot of people use Spark because
I
yeah, so
know,
it's
but
good. Yeah, it's
it's much
good.
better.
Yeah, it's good. It's very good. Um, so yeah, just like really look at your branding. Who is your ideal client? Also with the branding, it has to reflect you. There's color theory in there as well. There's so much. If you want to talk about being visible, go to my website. I've got this this, I don't know how many pages, like 30-page document, word book, what's going to talk you all about how to become visible. It's got so much information on there. I'm just trying to help people just get out there and just share their light and share what they've got. So yeah, go and do that.
We have a question come through from Shia. She says, "How do you stay motivated when clients don't make beneficial changes?"
Beneficial, or what, as in?
Are you saying like if you're with your clients and they're not
Oh,
having the impact that you intended, that's down to them, and I
yeah,
wouldn't even.
it's not about you. Do you
Yeah.
know what? If the goals aren't right,
Mhm,
that's what's not going to get them passionate. If they're
mhm.
not shooting good goals, it's because the goals, I was supposed to have a nice little saying there, but that's gone out the window. But
Yeah.
they need to have the right goals because it needs to move them to the point that they take action. If they're not taking action, it's a wrong goal for them. So they've got to look at their why. They've got to look at their values to get them to do that. Why are they doing this at the end of the day?
I would also say be intentional with your clients, because
Mm.
not every client is like I'm a harsh coach. We're going somewhere, right?
Yeah.
Where that's no time to sit here. Like that's my coaching style. So I'm very intentional with the clients that I take on, because I'm about results. And if you're not the type of person who's aligned to my type of coaching style, then you're not going to get the results that I intended, because it's designed for that type of approach,
Mm. Mm.
if
That's
that
really
makes
good.
sense. What would you
Yeah.
say?
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, you've got to like when you're going into a coaching what's the word, contract with someone,
Mm,
you should be an interview. You should be both interviewing each other. At the end of
mm,
the day, if they're not going to do the work, then it's going to reflect on you. Do you know what I mean?
mm, mm,
They have to want it as much as, more than you do.
mhm,
I
mhm,
always want the best for my clients, but if they're
mm.
not ready to put in the work, there's no point. But those
Yeah,
goals obviously don't fire them up though. That's the thing. You've got to have goals for them. They've got to create the goals first of all. You can't give them the
yeah,
goals. When you're doing a coaching session, they've got to say the goals, and it's got to
mm,
set them on fire. Otherwise, they're not going to get it done. It doesn't mean
mhm,
enough to them. And really highlighting those pain points. Like
mm.
if there's no pain in it, they're not going to do it. So
Exactly.
yeah, and give them, just tell it. Yeah, I think I'm like you. I'm like, just you've got to do the work. Like, come on, we're here. Like,
Yeah,
yeah, we've got to do the work. Yeah, got
yeah.
it. Very, yeah.
So identify your coaching style and stick to it, and you'll attract your ideal client. It's all about ideal clients. Not every
Mm,
client is your ideal, or will resonate with what you do. So it's about understanding what realm, or what's your dimension.
mm.
What is your dimension?
I think
Um, I,
when starting off, of course, you want to take on all the clients in the world, but as you get more into business, you understand what kind of clients that you want, and what kind of clients will work well with you, and you will attract those clients. You will
yeah.
attract them. So
So
yeah.
just before we get off, because I think we've got like a minute left, where
Mm.
can we find you? And if you've got anything coming up, just take a moment to just tag yourself.
Okay.
28 seconds
Oh,
left.
quick. Okay. So yeah, you can find me on Instagram, Tichea Brade. Also on my website. So it's ticheabrade.co.uk, where you can download that free workbook. I'm on Facebook as well. What's coming up? I am creating some workshops. Oh, 10 seconds. Yeah, find me. Just DM me on here. Thank
I'll
you
put
very
the links
much.
in the description box on YouTube as well, guys.